Hey there, friends. So, we're doing the final update for the day before I go to bed. I'm tired. I'm actually genuinely tired. Not sure what happened between the last time that I talked to you guys and now, but I ended up having kind of a meltdown a little bit. And my body is now just done. So, I just wanted to come on here and just chat for a couple minutes before I end up going to sleep. I didn't have a bad night. Let's just put that out there before anybody says anything. I did not have a bad night. Nothing bad happened per se. I think all the changes and everything that's happening in the next 2 days, 3 days, I think it's just a lot. And so I'm just tired of everything. I'm excited. Okay, don't get me wrong. I am genuinely excited for the changes, because they are positive changes. They are good changes. I think that even on the times and the days that I've been doing really, really well, I still struggle more than I usually do at the end of the day, because all of the changes and all of the things just catch up with me. So I could have had a really good day overall, right? I could have had a really positive day of really positive stuff. But then by the end of the day, because the tiredness and the exhaustion of everything and I almost called it jet lag. Not jet lag. The anxiety of everything. It just takes a lot out of me. And the idea of we basically have to pack pretty much the entire kitchen tomorrow. And I don't really want to do that. But we have to, because it needs to be done before Thursday. I just don't want to do it, and I'm not looking forward to the idea of having to do it, and I know I'm going to put it off because I don't want to do it. Everything else is pretty much packed. The only things that aren't packed are my stuffed animals that I'm sleeping with, and those I'm just going to literally probably just throw in a bag or something and put them in the car. Because let's be honest, that's probably what I'm going to do, is I'm probably going to end up putting everything in my car that needs to go in the car. Like my fidget toys, all of that, I'm just gonna take the bin, put them in the car, and do it that way. But by the end of the day, I'm so done and tired, and everything from the day, whether that's positive, whether that's negative, whether that's mixed, whether that's neutral, whatever it is, it eventually does catch up to me. And then I'm just left feeling all of the things, and I think I get overwhelmed, which then leads to meltdowns, sensory overload, and just all the things. I don't know how my videos are going to be the next couple days, the next 2 days especially, whether I'm going to film or not, just because we have So much going on. Like, Thursday is chaos. It's literally moving day. So we're literally moving in on Thursday. And I want Thursday evening to be spent putting my room together. And I would like to do that with you all, potentially. But I'm not sure. So, I have a lot of feelings. Lots of feelings. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So. Yeah. Sorry guys, I had to pause the video for a minute because I'm just going through a lot of like things. I internally feel it, like I feel the anxiety building. I feel the exhaustion building. Also, by the way, I did find my loop earplugs. They were actually on my keys, but I didn't know where that were actually in a pouch that I had, which I literally looked in that pouch, completely overlooked them. So I did find my loops in the, like, literally not long after I got off the last video I made for you guys, where I was like, not the short where I talked about Doc here, this guy, but the video before that in which I called this guy Happy. So I always get confused between Doc and Happy, but Happy doesn't have the glasses, so. But yeah, I did find my loop earplugs in the end. I also found the keys I was looking for. So, yeah. Man, I'm just tired. Oh, I did want to mention that, I'm going to kind of probably gonna take some stuff out of my bag. But before I show you guys the stuff I'm gonna take out of my bag, I want to show you guys this guy because he is adorable, and he's a teddy bear. And I don't know if you guys can guess what his name is based on his outfit, but I don't know if I mentioned this in a video or not, but I will, in my next video, actually, I will tell you guys his name. But leave your comments down below on what you think his name is based on his outfit. So, this is my baby. He's going to be with us at closing tomorrow, so. Or today, because I think actually, yeah, today, because technically it's after midnight. Just got off the phone with my mom, so. Yeah, and then I also have my sensory octopus here. Has its tentacles that have different sensory things. Like this one has sequence. You got this one. You've got a minky texture. You've got ones that are like this. Ones like this. Ones that are smooth. No, different ones. And all of his tentacles have a bead, like a marble, not a bead, a marble inside of it that you can like move around. And I call him my sensory or fidget octopus. So originally I saw him on a video on YouTube. Someone on YouTube actually had him, and I think they had a smaller version of him. And I found him on Amazon, and I got the big version because I like stuffed animals that I can, like, cuddle with. Obviously, I also like ones like Moomin here, who is small enough that I can fit in my bag, and I obviously have, like, a few of those. Quite a lot of those, but a lot of them are in storage right now, so I'll show you guys more of that stuff once we unpack the stuff from storage. But anyway, alright, let's, and this is my blanket. Let's get on to the stuff I'm going to be taking out of my bag, for tomorrow, because I don't necessarily need them in my bag, so I'm not going to go through my entire bag again, okay, because there's literally no need. But I am going to be taking out, I'm contemplating taking this out. I don't know. But I'm contemplating whether to keep my little pony in my bag or not. I will probably give you guys an update tomorrow on whether or not I did or not. A quick, like, short on whether or not I did or not. But we have this one. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in there. Oh, I did add a couple of new things that I didn't show you guys in the previous video. But I added this, which you guys, I think, have seen in a video of mine before. It's my little belt. Like, I don't even know what these are called, but I like the texture of them and make fun sounds. So I added that in here. I added my DBT cards because I've noticed that I've been reaching for these a lot lately, so I decided they were going to go in here. I added my little bunny in here. I added Daniel Tiger in here because why not? And then the final thing that I added was my water bottle in here because I normally keep my water bottle with me, but I, for some reason, didn't have it with me today when I went out. I must have forgotten it, or I put it, I think if I'm remembering correctly, I put it to wash it, and I washed it, and I went to go dry it, and I just then forgot to pick it up again and put it back in my bag. So, yeah, all that's been done. So that is currently what's in there. I don't know if I'm going to keep the pony in there. For right now, I'm leaving the pony in there because I'm too tired to decide. I thought I had decided on it, but I hadn't. Honestly, I actually ended up adding more stuff than I ended up, and then I added stuff. I didn't actually take stuff out, so whatever. Like I said, sensory needs. And I really, 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 really wish I had some space because I want to add my Bluey character in there. I don't know. I'm going to add this guy in here too because, hey, I'm not a minimalist, guys. Let's be honest. Let's be real here. I love stuff. I love my stuff. I have gone through and through trying to decide whether or not I was going to keep things or get rid of things or how I was going to do it. And I like keep toying back and forth between wanting to have less stuff and then very, very quickly after the fact realizing my stuff is important to me. I have such high sensory needs and high, like, need for these comfort things that it just doesn't feel right to get rid of them, and I don't think I'm going to, and the more I think about it, the less I want to get rid of them. So I think we're just gonna go with it, and we're just gonna have to work on not trying so hard to change things and instead trying to accept what I can't, like, that this is who I am. Accepting things. And yes, I'm wearing more of my jewelry again because I have my medical IDs and this that says I had go because I have anaphylactic reactions, and this is like my medical ID with, you know, obviously stuff. But, and then I have a couple of hair ties that I use as fidgets and things. And then I have my necklace, and then obviously my wedding ring. But it's like, I keep wanting to get rid of stuff. I keep wanting to, like, minimize. And I can in some areas. But then there are things like my comfort items that I just cannot do without. Like, I just cannot go without having my comfort items. I just cannot go without having my sensory items, having my fidgets, having my little figurines that I carry around. My blankets, I need them. And I have to just be okay with it. And it's hard, and it's a struggle, and it's a back and forth between wanting to be minimalist and wanting to have all these comforts. And I think what I just need to take away from all of that is I just need to accept this is who I am, and that I can minimize the areas of things that I don't use, like declutter things I don't use, get rid of things I don't use, and just keep the things I do use. So like my fidgets, my blankets, my comfort items, my stuffies, the things I do use, this stuff, my sensory stuff, I don't need to get rid of them. I shouldn't have to get rid of them. There's no pressure for me to get rid of them, and there's nothing wrong with them. And I just have to be okay with it. And, like, it's okay that I have a bag full of fidget toys. It's okay that I have a bag full of, it's okay that I carry around 1 or 2 stuffed animals wherever I go. It's okay that I sleep with a bunch of stuffed animals. It's okay that I fall asleep with a thing that's meant for a crib. It's okay that I do all of that. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that makes me, a bad person or this weird whatever person for doing that. It's just my sensory needs, and it's just who I am, and that there's literally no reason for me to feel ashamed of it. There's literally no reason for me to get rid of it. And you shouldn't get rid of stuff just because other people may not understand. Because in this community, our little corner of YouTube, we're accepting of everybody. No matter what your interests are, no matter what you find comforting, if you find a stuffed animal comforting, if you find a baby toy comforting, if you find pacifiers comforting, if you find whatever onesies comforting, if you find reborns comforting, if you find whatever it is you find comforting and that brings you joy and that makes you able to self-regulate, that is okay. If you have a room that is all pink, or a room that is full of stuffies and your special interests, or a room where you have a bunch of reborns because you love collecting reborns, because you find comfort in their weight and in changing them and in doing this, or whether or not you're somebody who finds comfort in reborns because maybe you can't have kids of your own, or whether you're someone who is neurodivergent and who just likes collecting things, or even someone who's not neurodivergent and just likes collecting things. It's okay. And there is no reason for us to have to change who we are and have to adapt who we are to fit normal social standards, normal ideas and concept of who we should be. Because I think there's a lot of misconception and a lot of ideas out there that when you get to a certain age, you shouldn't be playing with toys, you shouldn't be collecting stuffies, you shouldn't be sleeping with comfort items, you shouldn't be carrying around a toy with you, or this, that with you. It's ridiculous. And I shouldn't have to get rid of anything. And you shouldn't have to get rid of anything. And if there are people in your life who make you feel bad for those things, for drinking out of a sippy cup or baby bottle, or drinking out of kids' cups, or using kids' plates, or using kids' cutlery, like silverware and whatnot, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with liking musical things made for kids, made for toddlers, there's nothing wrong with that. If it brings you comfort and it makes you feel good and it makes you regulated and it makes you so that you can do the things that you need to do in your life, you should be allowed to do them. And there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I love you guys. As always, remember, if you're going through it, you'll get through it. and remember who you are. And I'm sorry that I rambled. And I'm sorry that I went on this tangent, but at the same time, it needed to be said. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.